Hello everybody, this is Ken Rock here, and we will once again be going over Undying the Undying versus Sans the Skeleton. Now, I've already done this fight one other time, but to be fair, it wasn't very in-depth. There's more that could be said, and it was also tagged on to a message to EK. Which, I felt like it had to be said, but it does kind of muddy it up. So, here's this video again, but this time more in the detail. So, when we're looking at Undying versus Sans, first we have to look at what each character can do, their abilities, their specialties, and their weaknesses. Let's go over Undying the Undying first. She is physically one of the most powerful characters in all of Undertale. She sports the highest HP and an incredible durability to even take on beings like Genocide Frisk, who, for the most part, can two-shot everyone else in the underground. Except arguably maybe Asgore and Toriel if she actually put up the fight, but she has an incredible range, being able to throw multiple spears at a time even faster than her normal state. I'd say she can throw 20 a second. Not with her physical, she's some... You know what I mean. However, that's... she's incredibly tactical. She kind of has to be the head of the Royal Guard. Outside of that, she doesn't have a whole lot going for her in this fight. Sounds weird, again, she's head of the Royal Guard, so you think she'd at least have experience on her hands, but no. Up till Frisk, she's never fought a human. Considering how peaceful the underground is, at least for the monsters and all that, I doubt she's doing a whole lot of actual fighting. The only experience she has is battling Asgore, and Asgore is powerful, but there is a difference between sparring and fighting for your life. It's something Undying has no real experience with. Now, what about Sans? Well, he's one of the weakest monsters in Undertale, sporting a good 1 HP and 1 defense and 1 in attack. However, what he lacks in stats, he makes up for in every other category almost. He is one of the smartest characters in Undertale. Arguably close with Alphys. Alphys is probably higher than him, but not by a whole margin. He is one of the fastest characters, being one of the only ones that can not only dodge your attacks, that's probably more of his knowledge about what's going on, we'll get to that later, but also being able to follow you from one side of the screen to the other if he has teleportation. That's not actual travel speed, but it is something to keep in mind. And as I pointed out earlier, he has knowledge of the fact that he's in a game. This gives him a huge advantage, especially in experience, since he's fought people multiple times within the form of Frisk. But look, he's done this song and dance a few hundred times. That's definitely going to increase for an experience boost. The reason why I say that is because the games are somewhat connected by their universes. Kara themselves even confirms that they know that other games and all that exist. So keep that in mind. His one attack is also countered off by the fact that he has the ability to use karma. The more you're willing to hurt someone or kill someone, the more his KR is going to do to you. Now, for normal Undying, this isn't a problem. She's just trying to protect people. She doesn't really hurt anyone. She's not really trying to hurt anyone. Undying the Undying, by definition, kind of has to have that want to an extreme. This is also reflected in her health, her attack, and all that. It went up, indicating an increase in LV, level of violence, which is also what KR goes off of. So, he's getting as much of a boost against Undying as he would Kara easily. So, in short, Sans has all the edge against Undying the Undying as far as where all physical power goes and all that. Well, not physical power, but power. It doesn't really matter. Here's something that a lot of people don't really take into account when they think about this fight. Sans is really good at emotionally manipulating people. The Undying, is very unstable. Not only would she fall for any emotional manipulations that Sans could easily do, but it would put her in such an unstable state that she would just turn to dust. She wouldn't be able to hold the Undying for the second she starts having doubts in herself. It's why we see her fall so easily in the neutral route and not in genocide. Well, I think that's it for this video. Sorry for the repeat, but I felt like this had to be said for people who really want to give Undying this win. She could win, but more likely she's not. This is Kinrock. I'll see you all later.